Sure. But, 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 okay, wait. I wanna. 4 hours? Absolutely not. Hell no. What the fuck? GTA 6 has more activities than any game, apparently. How? What do the comments say first? What activity? 44 years old and excited like a kid, counting down the days, and knowing just won't be disappointed. Okay, bro. Okay, it doesn't seem like anybody's like calling him out or nothing, so maybe this shit's facts.
You go back to sleep. Don't worry, we are getting closer to Grand Theft Auto 6. And that is good news for a lot of us considering everything going on in the world. You know, I keep seeing this running joke on, oh man, I hope I live to see Grand Theft Auto 6. And don't worry, I felt that way about Skyrim back in 2010, and I made it to 2011, believe it or not. So don't worry, you're gonna make it to see Grand Theft Auto 6. But today, since we're all excited about Grand Theft Auto 6, I had a comment.
It's not guaranteed, guys.
Some of the activities that are gonna be in Grand Theft Auto 6. So I kind of went down the rabbit hole, and I have put together a massive list of activities that are confirmed, speculated, and some wild theories on activities that are going to be in Grand Theft Auto 6. So we're going to start out with the confirmed activities, loosely confirmed. Nothing's really confirmed until the game is in our hands. Then we're going to get into the highly speculated activities, and then we are going to get into the outlandish stuff, which you know I love, and I'm trying to structure these videos in a way now where I'm very clear on when I'm getting into that kind of stuff. But as always, take everything I say with a grain of salt, because again, we don't have the game in our hands. But let's get excited. So let's start out with these confirmed activities. So these kinds of activities have either been confirmed officially through like trailers, screenshots. So let's start out with some of the obvious ones. We're going to have fishing, and this has been confirmed in official screenshots showing Jason and Cal fishing from boats. I don't think Rockstar is going to show something like that and then have it not be a feature, especially after how incredible it was in Red Dead Redemption 2. Definitely expect we're going to Vice City, we're going to Florida, Leonida, whatever. There is going to be fishing in this game. So between all of the crazy robberies and all the crazy nonsense, you can stop, take in the smell of the salt from the ocean.
I wonder if they're gonna do this like you gotta keep like your hunger up, like you gotta be using the bathroom, like you gotta fill up gas, like I wonder if it's gonna be like this
all
for
that stuff. Feel the humidity on your skin while doing some fishing with your buddies. And you know what? It looks like we're gonna be able to hang out with buddies too, because you know, Jason and Cal, it'd be cool to call them up instead of, hey Nico, let's go bowling. It'll be, hey Jason, let's go fishing. Moving on, we've got jet skiing. So jet skiing is going to be in the game. Now, to what extent, I'm not certain. I mean, really, to jet ski, all you need to do is get on one and go jet skiing. And it's gonna be really cool getting on a jet ski and just playing with kind of how the water physics work in the game. I'm really excited to do that. Next, we have kayaking, and that has been confirmed in an official Rockstar screenshot.
What?
Over here, you can see this guy kayaking over at Mount
But couldn't these just be
kayak to your heart's content? It seems like this game's going to have some slower paced activities, which is
like
really
missions?
cool because it'll be a nice contrast from the chaos and violence and all that kind of stuff that we're going to see in story missions and side missions and stuff like that. Very similar to how Red Dead Redemption 2 kind of balanced it. And of course, I mean, if you play Grand Theft Auto 5, I mean, come on, all of you have, there's going to be scuba diving. If you remember back when Grand Theft Auto 5 was coming out, they were talking so much about exploring underwater, how cool it's going to be. There's going to be a submarine, and it was cool. They did a lot of, you know, cool stuff. You can go underwater and you could look around, and that was pretty dang new for a Grand Theft Auto game. You know, we hadn't really seen anything like that before, I think, in a Rockstar game. Well, now you're going to have scuba diving, and expect it to be Subnautica levels of beautiful. There's going to be a lot of underwater exploration in this game, which makes sense because we've got the ocean, there's going to be lakes, there's going to be rivers, there's going to be all sorts of stuff. There's going to be a big presence of water in Grand Theft Auto 6. Now let's move on to like fitness and sports kind of stuff.
Fuck this. What about the strippers, bro? What about the prostitutes, bro? And I don't say that because I want one specifically. I'm just saying that these little kids are screwed, bro. Cause like these little kids can just download whatever game they want on their Xbox, bro.
We're gonna have
Yo, mom, can I have money for V-Bucks? Realistically, they didn't buy V-Bucks, bro. They bought GTA 6, and they're seeing things they shouldn't be seeing,
working
bro.
out.
Because this is gonna look
So
too
if you look
realistic,
between
bro.
a few of the screenshots, it seems like Jason is either getting stronger or skinnier or maybe a little chubbier. So I think we are going to see a weight loss mechanic and weight gain mechanic like we saw in Red Dead Redemption 2.
Okay.
And now you're going to be able to lift weights and maybe get stronger. So expect it to be kind of like San Andreas and really just very similar to Red Dead Redemption 2. Maybe a little bit expanded on, maybe a little bit more dumbed down, maybe just the same as it was in Red Dead Redemption 2, but we are going to see some sort of workout mechanic in this game. Next, we're going to have mini golf, which is shown in official Rockstar screenshots, and that's going to be really freaking cool. I myself have traveled to the coastal areas of Texas, stuff like Corpus Christi and all that kind of stuff, and they have mini golfing areas out there that are really freaking cool. I don't know what it is about being on the coast and mini golf, but it seems like anytime you're out
Does
the
this
coast
not
and
seem
there's a tourist
pointless?
trap and there's a lot of
Like, yeah, go actually play mini golf. What's the point of hopping on the game to play mini golf with your boy and making a bunch of money in a game? Ugh. It almost seems like, I don't know,
stuff.
bro.
There's mini golf. So of course in Vice City,
You're playing
2026,
life,
we're gonna
bro.
have mini golf, and I'm really excited to see the interactions between like Jason and Cal or Lucia and the stuff they say to each other while playing the mini golf games. It's gonna be really cool and really fun time to see some character development. But moving on a little bit from sports, let's talk about like fighting and combat sports. It seems like there's going to be some sort of underground MMA, maybe cage fight.
Oh, this will be tough.
Lucia is shown fighting in an MMA style ring. We also have that shot of her like jumping off of like a plane onto like the landing gear or some sort of door that's open. And so it seems like Lucia has a lot of experience with MMA, and I'm assuming Jason does too. And like we've seen these pictures of like boxing training, so maybe there's going to be
Okay.
boxing, which
I can
is
get
a little
behind
bit
that.
different than your MMA, which is mixed martial arts. It's looking like there might even be straight up boxing, which would be neat and kind of opens up the idea that there might be multiple fighting styles in this game, similar to San Andreas. That is not confirmed. We'll see on the multiple fighting style stuff, but there's going to be some form of boxing MMA in this game. Now let's move on to like gaming and entertainment stuff. There's of course going to be pool like there was in Grand Theft Auto 4, and I'm so glad because I loved playing pool with Roman in Grand Theft Auto 4. I love playing pool with little Jacob in Grand Theft Auto 4. I don't know, there was just something about it. Grand Theft Auto 4 feels so cold and everything, and when you go into that little bar and you play pool with them, it just feels so cozy, and I'm excited to do that again. And it's really fun listening to the characters talk smack to each other while they're playing against each other. So that's going to be really fun. There is going to be video games. We see Jason has like a PlayStation 5 or something like that. If you've watched my video on space
Bro, are we
elements
serious?
being in Grand Theft Auto 6, you'll know that there's probably going to be a Republican Space Rangers game or something like that. If not,
So we're going to be playing a game while playing a game. While playing a game inside of the
there's
game.
going to be some sort of video games that we can play and interact with, which isn't a big surprise.
Yo, you want to hop on GTA and play Space Raiders?
Rockstar's always had that. If you remember in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, there was that little spaceship game you could play as CJ at his home. There's going to be stuff like that, just more thought out.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's
Some pretty
calm, but
intricate
like-
games within a game. We've been seeing more and more of that as time's gone on. Like in Fallout 4, how you could find little game holotapes and put them in your Pip-Boy and play it. So expect something pretty cool from the game consoles within Grand Theft Auto 6. I've got a feeling that they're going to go a little extra with the games in Grand Theft Auto 6 that you can play within the game. And why not? Rockstar likes to flex. And of course, there's going to be watching TV, which has been a feature since Grand Theft Auto 4. Now in Grand Theft Auto 5, I felt like they might have dumbed it down just a little bit, or maybe just had less channels or just less stuff on. I could be wrong about that, but I do remember in Grand Theft Auto 4 sitting down at Roman's apartment at the very beginning of the game, as soon as Nico gets off the boat, he's tired and he's watching some TV, before he goes and sees Roman for the first time.
Okay, who's in charge now, huh? So suddenly this guy comes out and he attacks me. I grab a beer bottle, break it on the table, stab it in his face. It's bleeding everywhere.
And I loved the TV channels in Grand Theft Auto 4. They were hysterical, some of the best stuff I've ever seen in a video game for comedy.
Imagine that, okay? Get your mind around that. Flipping shrimp like on a cruise ship. Forever.
So I'm really excited to see what they do with Grand Theft Auto 6 and to see their commentary on our world these days, because my God, it has been since 2008 now since Grand Theft Auto 4 came out. So man, it's weird. That's not relevant commentary anymore. If anything, Grand Theft Auto 4 is kind of becoming a period piece, kind of like Vice City or something. I don't know. It's weird. Moving on, we're gonna have dancing, which is obvious based off of the trailers and stuff. It seems like we can go dancing with Lucia. You can expect some more like date night kind of activities and stuff, since our protagonists are going to be a couple, and that's going to be really freaking cool. But as you know, they're going all out on outdoor
Like
activities.
what?
They're going to be a couple, and that's going to be really freaking cool. But
Whoa, what the hell?
Activities and
Like, bro, like my heart just got warm for a second.
stuff, since our protagonists are going to be a couple, and that's going to be really freaking cool.
What the fuck? She's so bad. Yo, this is a problem, bro. This is not good, bro. This looks real, bro. This doesn't even look like a video game, bro.
But as you know, they're going all out on outdoor activities this time around, especially coming.
Hello?
Yo,
Yo.
it's working.
Alright, I'm gonna finish reacting to this video, and then I'll be on.
Oh no, you're good, you're good. I'm in a game just to make sure it's working, and that's all the way to the last round.
Alright, bet.
Hot off of Red Dead Redemption 2, they're going to be bringing a lot of that kind of stuff into the game. So you can expect stuff like hunting, and you can expect it to be just as good as it was in Red Dead Redemption 2, and not as lackluster as it was in Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, I do have to give it to them. They did add that feature in Grand Theft Auto 5, and that was impressive, and it was cool. They went really big with Grand Theft Auto 5, but I feel like Red Dead Redemption 2 not only went big, but it had depth to back it up that the hardware at the time of Grand Theft Auto 5's release just couldn't quite cope with. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how they do the hunting in Grand Theft Auto 6, especially with all this modern day tactical, you know, COOL, tactical, with all of that kind of equipment out and about. I don't know if you keep up with guns and hunting and stuff like that, but there's a bunch of fancy equipment that you can go hunting with. So I'm really curious if they're going to kind of explore that world a little bit, since we're going to be in Florida or Leonida, and really excited to see it. Next, there's going to be dirt bike racing, which is cool. You know, it's nothing we haven't seen before, but it seems like they're really going all out with it. Ever since we've seen the mud physics from Red Dead Redemption 2 and just kind of how it looks, and I don't know, it's fun to play with the mud in Red Dead Redemption 2 as well as the snow and stuff like that. It seems like we're going to be having some activities in the dirt and mud in Vice City. So like dirt bike racing, ATV, stuff like that. Seems like it's going to be a lot of fun. But now let's get into criminal activities. So there is going to be bank robberies, whether it's part of just story missions or we can do it independently of story missions. I don't know, but there are going to be bank robberies. So 100% for certain you can count on it, because it's featured prominently in trailers as story missions, and I think it will probably remain in story missions, given that robbing a bank is a big freaking deal that would change a lot of the stuff around the characters.
This is what it looks like?
Like small scale robberies that you could do on your own, expect store robberies. I mean, we get a little bit here with Jason hitting the cash register and smacking this guy. So I would expect store robberies.
Bro, this shit looks real.
Rockstar games, and they had like little interesting areas you could discover in Red Dead Redemption 2, and then you could do a full-blown scripted robbery, and that was really cool. So there's going to be
bad. They were lining up, bro. That was bad. That's a bad plan right there. Like if you're ever gonna rush in, I mean, bro, that's. I mean, you guys are lined up, bro. But that's a collat right there, bud. That's a collat right there. Easy collat. 1, 2. If I had a heavy sniper, it would take one shot to kill both of you. And you drop all your loot.
Do a full-blown scripted robbery, and that was really cool. So there's going to be some sort of robbery system in this game for stores. Now, we don't currently know if it's all the stores or like select stores, kind of like how they did in Red Dead Redemption 2 with their more like scripted stuff. We have yet to see that. But I think
and what a pussy of a man, bro. Why did he let her go first?
And they had like little interesting areas you could discover in Red Dead Redemption 2.
He stood behind her and was gonna let her get shot first.
So there's going select stores, kind of like how they did in Red Dead Redemption 2 with their more like scripted stuff. We have yet to see that. But I think it's going to be the most interesting we've ever seen it, so I would expect something pretty interesting and big, unless they have to cut back for the hardware towards the end, the amount of stuff they have to do, which hopefully they don't have to do. And of course, it's Grand Theft Auto, so there's going to be a return of strip clubs, and they were very front and center with this in the trailers. So adult entertainment venues are confirmed. And it's a good thing I'm not 12 anymore, because that's what these games were all about.
No, this is a problem, bro. What the fuck? No, you're gonna tell me this is a video from GTA? This looks like a real video. What is going on?
And it's a good thing I'm not 12 anymore, because that's what these games were all about when I was 12. But anyways, it also looks like there's going to be boat meets, which you can see in the screenshot right here. And I'm not sure
this is cool.
Like a story event or something like that, cool. Where you go to a boat meet or something like that. But we do know there's going to be some sort of marine vehicle gathering. So boom, there you go. There's boats, there's people, they're partying, they're drinking. It's like a Where's Waldo painting. Can you find Jason?
Hey, Andy, what are you doing back here in the studio?
Oh, Uncle Jeff said I could come back.
Jeff,
What do you venue?
What about? Oh, that's.
I do. I love. All right, now let's get into some of my favorite stuff, the highly speculated activities. These are going to be activities that have strong evidence, but a little bit less on the official confirmation front. So let's go ahead and start off with sports, recreation, that kind of thing. Let's talk about golf. So we know that there's going to be like mini golf, but
Yeah, I don't really
Honestly,
care.
incredibly boring to watch. It is really fun to play. To look out for beach football or soccer, you know, something like that. Just some sort of beach sports. It seems like in this big shot right here with everyone on the beach that there's going to be all sorts of little
Whoa,
activities. And it could
what
just
does
be
this
stuff the
look so
NPCs do.
real
But, you know,
for?
you might
What
be able
the
to get into
fuck?
some sort of beach game, like volleyball, for example. You know, show up as shirtless Jason, play some volleyball, get a big old sunburn, you know, the coastal life. But more activities, let's talk about water activities, like swimming competitions. There's enhanced swimming mechanics and stuff like that, so why
What
not?
the
Underwater
fuck?
exploration we've already talked about, but what about underwater explorable areas with treasure and secrets? It is Rockstar Games. They love their secrets, and Red Dead Redemption love their treasure hunts, and I think underwater
You
exploration
best believe I'm
is
gonna
a
find
great
all them
way to
treasures.
add speculated. So there'll be a presence of basketball courts and stuff like that and screenshots. And I think it's pretty safe to assume we're going to see some basketball stuff in this game. You know, something kind of light, maybe like how it was with Big Smoke, where you could play basketball in San Andreas, stuff like that. We're going to have tennis, which is no surprise considering that we had tennis in
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 5. Tennis in Vice City just works. So we're going to see tennis. Next, there appears that there's going to be drug smuggling, which, I mean, it's Grand Theft Auto 6. Checks
No
out. You can
shit.
look at this screenshot right here of this lady handing some stuff off.
Ah,
and
this
it
looks
appears we're gonna be
so
smuggling
real.
drugs in
What
this
the
game. So I don't know how
fuck?
good you feel about that, but I mean, it's nothing you haven't done in a Grand Theft Auto game. But it's looking like there might be some sort of like side activity for drug smuggling, which really ties into the whole like Vice City thing. You know, maybe you'll be flying a plane back and forth between some location we don't know of yet. That'll be kind of small, but like representative of like South America, but not quite, you know, kind of like how Guarma was in Red Dead Redemption 2. And maybe you're flying it back and forth, boating it back and forth. Who knows? Maybe it'll be completely up to you. Who knows how deep that'll go? So apparently there's going to be some form of drinking games in the bar scenes and a lot of social drinking kind of
Yo,
stuff. Very
I mean,
similar
but
to how you
like,
saw in
wait.
Red Dead Redemption 2. Just expect that to be a little bit
Okay.
more fleshed out. It seems like there's going to be amusement parks, stuff like, you know, maybe some sort of like spin on Disney World, something like that. Some sort of
Yeah, there was
park to
roller
go on,
coasters.
Whatever the game's
Wait,
version
what
of
game
Orlando
was that?
is.
There's
Or
roller
just
coasters.
Something. Rockstar loves adding amusement parks into their games.
Yeah.
It's doable.
Wait, no,
They
that
did
is
really well in
5.
Bully with the
That is
carnival,
5.
and I
I'm
loved
tripping.
it. They were going.
They do.
but
You
it's
can do the
still
same
there.
thing in
Also,
5.
It's looking like there's going to be meetup thing. So there's probably going to be street racing, and you meet up, and you have all these fancy, awesome cars, stuff like that. Car meets go in real life. I've seen them happening.
Are the
online. I
cars?
don't really know
Are the cars gonna be actually what their names are?
what you do with it, other than just like, hey man, here's my
Like,
car.
why
check it
can't
out.
we
I don't
use
know.
the actual names of the
Let's
cars?
talk about bow and arrows. There's going to be hunting in this game, and we're not sure how primal we can go with it, but maybe you're going to be able to get your hands on some like compound bows, stuff like that. And with the people Jason surrounds himself with, and with him being potentially, I think he's ex-military, I would expect some form of like combat training, whether that's like
Okay.
tied up in the story or if it's like a side activity or a skill you can go and improve, you know, like driving school or flying school in San Andreas. But
Okay.
let's move on to car customization.
Yes.
Look, I know that this is almost a freaking given, but I had to put it on the highly speculated list because it is not officially confirmed. I mean, it might as well be because in the alpha footage, I remember seeing them take the dash and all of that apart, so it seems like vehicles are incredibly modular, so we'll see. But I would expect a very deep vehicle modification system. It's Grand Theft Auto. Come on, they've got to, especially after San
Come
Andreas.
on, man.
I think they have yet to top
Come
that.
on,
Maybe
man.
Grand Theft Auto 5, but I don't know. That would be more like Grand Theft Auto Online. And then expect racing competitions. This is almost a given, but expect like street racing and organized events, you know, to go along with those car meets and stuff like that. And then boat racing, and then even air races. It also seems like community service
This
is going to be
GTA
making
shit.
its way into this game. So that's going to be interesting. I know the game is probably going to start out with Lucia in prison. So I'm curious to see.
Why does
if
it
we're
look
going to
so
actually be doing
real?
community service with her, because it is shown in the trailers. Now let's get into those traditional old school Grand Theft Auto activities. I'm really hoping we see
Bruh.
a return of taxi driving, police work with like the vigilante kind of police work stuff. Not the good citizen bonus when you punch them, but when you get into the police car itself and you start hunting down bounties, I kind of hope we see that again. Another one, firefighting.
Yeah, bro. You
ambulance
should. You
service.
should. GTA 6. You should be able to be a good guy, bro. What if I want to be a good guy, bro? What if I want to live a good conscious life, bro?
So those are the big four. If you've played any of the OG,
Like, they don't even got a game
when I
like
say
that,
OG,
bro.
I mean the OG 3D era. So I'm really hoping we see a return of those in Grand Theft Auto 6. But now it is time to get into the wild theories and extreme speculation. So you know me, and you know that I love wild theories and extreme speculation. So don't just take everything I say here with salt. Take it with the whole thing. Take it with a bunch of salt. Let's get outlandish. Let's get crazy here. We're entering clickbait territory here. But you know what? Some of this stuff could be in the game. So let's see what people have cooked up. I put this part together based on just a bunch of crazy crap I found online. So let's see. All right, let's talk about space. I just won't let it go. So I'm I'm not going to tell you to expect space missions. If I say expect something from this point out, I don't actually mean it. I'm just talking and I'm, going through my list here. But space missions, baby. So realistically, it's going to be in some sort of form of like video game stuff like Republic and Space Rangers. I don't know, maybe in Grand Theft Auto Online, but space missions, man. We're not going to Tahiti. We're going to freaking Mars. We're going to Pluto. It's going to be great. Dutch has a plan. We just got to get enough money together and get to Pluto. But yes, there's some speculation that there's going to be space missions with like astronaut suits and crap like that. I don't know. We'll see. But also like NASA facility missions. Now this is more likely in the game's made up version of NASA doing some sort of missions for them. Space light. I don't think we're going to like space unless it's like in the video games in the in-game universe or some Grand Theft Auto Online craziness. But expect, oh, there you go. I said expect, don't expect, but it's possible there's going to be some sort of NASA facility missions or the game's version of NASA. Next is UFO encounters, and I would honestly definitely expect some weird alien UFO encounters. And I'm really curious to see what creepy Easter eggs they cook up for Grand Theft Auto 6. They went all out with Red Dead Redemption 2. We got to give props where props are due. Red Dead Redemption 2 had some incredible Easter eggs. So I'm really curious to see how they go about doing UFOs this time around. There have been talks and speculation of like cryptocurrency heists. That doesn't sound as sexy, but I don't know. I don't even know how that stuff really works. But maybe some sort of digital currency-based criminal activities. I don't know. Let me know what you think about that, because that's something.
Nah, that's too OD, bro. That's too OD, bro.
Next is the gas station management. So you've heard me talk.
Oh,
about
I really hope this is what it is,
like that.
bro.
I had to put this on extreme speculation because it really is just kind of the sum of.
Nah, bro. They need to do the gas, bro. If I had to fill up my gas, or like I had the speedometer and I had like my RPMs, right, and I have my gas. That's all we need, bro. Turn signals would be cool as well, but like maybe they're just like you hold down the left stick and go left or right, right? That would be a smart for the turn signals, bro. Because you think there's not as many buttons, right? So you'd have to configure some shit, and boom, I just solved it right there, bro. Like, bro, put me in this. Let me
be some sort of gas.
Let me do some shit, bro.
Gas management in the game. I think this is not as wild as some of the other stuff on this list. I think we might see something like this in the game. But again, everything I'm talking about right now, lots of salt, except for maybe the dynamic weather disasters. Because I'm almost 100% certain we're going to see hurricanes, but I can't like give you an article and be like, oh, hurricanes 100% confirmed. This is a huge trust me, bro. I really believe we're going to see hurricanes, floods, natural disasters, stuff like that in the game. It seems that the game starts when we get our day in the life with Jason. When we meet the character, it seems like
God, I cannot wait for this shit. We're gonna play the GTA 5 story mode from wherever I am on my Xbox. Because bro,
weather disasters in the game, but it has to fall in this category for now, unfortunately. But you know what? While we're on the crazy speculative like tinfoil hat stuff, what about like character conspiracies and character theories? Like Jason is an undercover cop with a major plot twist involving like law enforcement. And then, there's even
that would be
like
tough.
The third protagonist, like this Raul guy who is super cool. And I mean, he looks so cool to where you're like, how could he not be the third protagonist? And honestly, after seeing the screenshots of this guy,
how fuck do you know if the dude's cool?
And Lucia aside, and I just want to play as this guy. This guy looks so freaking sick. I want to play as this guy. We know that there's going to be surfing.
Have I not seen trailers or something? Who the fuck is that guy?
I don't know why I didn't. There is going to be surfing. So let's take surfing real quick. Let's pick that up and let's drag that all the way over to the confirmed activities if I didn't already mention it. But yes, it's looking like there's going to be surfing in Grand Theft Auto 6.
Bro, they should do like a guitar, right? You should be able to play the guitar, right? But it should be like a Beat Saber type of thing.
Sharks. Are there going to be sharks in this game? Can I go out in the ocean? And
yes, there's going to be sharks. What?
Get attacked.
There better be megalodons, bro.
There's going to be social media.
I thought that was me for a second.
Influencers in the game, and that they're going to have a heavy presence on
I look way better than that dude,
stuff in the world. But are we going to be able to be social media influencers ourselves? Is that going to be an activity that we can engage with? I don't know. What about real estate?
What?
Grand Theft Auto games have had some really cool real estate.
Oh yes, see, this is what I'm talking about, bro. If they did something like this, bro, I could be a good citizen, good law-abiding citizen, bro, or at least to the public. Then I could do some shady shit, right?
Incredible system. What are we going to see in Grand Theft Auto 6? I'm really hoping we see a lot of property ownership and like a real estate empire kind of thing, passive income. We for sure are in Grand Theft Auto Online, but that doesn't count. I'm talking single player here. I don't know if you think that's going to be in the game. I think that's pretty much a given and a little less wild, but again, I'm going off of what I have. So let me know what you think. And this last one, I'm just going to throw it on here because I think it's funny. I saw somewhere online someone was saying, hey, you could even run in politics and do like a political campaign. I think that's not going to happen, but you know what? Why not? That's in the wild theory with like the most wild thing ever. What about you could become God or something like that? Whatever. We can just, at this
That'd be
point,
pointless.
that would be a whole nother category. Just make up whatever nonsense you want, and that's what you can do. But anyways,
Yeah.
there we go.
What
guys.
if you could? What if there was a way you could shit money out of your ass? Like what?
confirmed activities or mostly confirmed activities? We got into the highly
All right,
speculated
bro.
activities. and
This
then we
is
just-
fire. This is fire. I can't wait, and I'm sick of Rockstar edging me, and it honestly just pisses me the fuck off, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna play GTA 5 as we speak right now.